Fly out. Hey y'all, and welcome back to the homestead. If you are new here, welcome. My name is Kirsti. As you can see, I am starting out in the kitchen today. We're going to cook up some really yummy recipes, but I also wanted to let you know that today's video is going to be it's going to span over a few different days. I couldn't fit everything in one day, but I wanted to share what we were doing this week with you. So as you saw right before we got in the kitchen, Tyler and I took a little field trip about an hour and a half from the house. He found a really good deal on 8-foot long post, and we're going to be using those for our front fence. And so I'll talk more about that when we head outside and do all the projects. But I wanted to go ahead and get started on dinner tonight. We are making a sweet and spicy bacon wrapped chicken tenders. I'm gonna actually use chicken breast instead of chicken tenders, but just use whatever you have. And then we're also going to make, they call it chicken fried potato wedges, but I like to call them gas station tater babies. So if you've ever been to a gas station, especially here in the South, they always have these really delicious potato wedges. And they're not just like baked potato wedges. They're special and they're delicious. So I found a recipe that I'm going to follow, so hopefully y'all will enjoy them too. So let's go ahead and get to cooking. I want to start out with the seasoning because we're going to be like coating the whole chicken and bacon with it. So I have a tightly packed thing of brown sugar. That's going to be the sweet component. And then I have some chili powder. That's going to be kind of our spicy component. And then I just want to whisk these together until it's really well combined. We got that mixed together well, so I'm just going to kind of move it over here. I'm going to bring over here some chicken. Now, like I said, I'm using chicken breast that I just cut up into strip sizes or tenderloin sizes. But if you have chicken tenderloins or you prefer that cut of meat over the chicken breast, that's completely fine. Go ahead and use that. But I'm going to take a piece of bacon here. I'm going to take one of my chicken strips, and we're simply just going to wrap the piece of bacon all the way around the chicken. And then some of the, okay, let's see. I think I overlapped it too much. Yeah, there we go. Okay. I said it was going to be easy, but here I am having difficulties. Okay, perfect. Got it. So now what I'll do is I'll take this, and I'm just going to kind of press it into the seasoning mixture and get it well coated on all sides. And I kind of want to shake off some of the excess because I don't want big chunks or anything. And then we're going to sit it over on the stovetop. So I got all of the chicken strips, covered it in bacon and our seasoning. And as you can see here, I placed them on a rack inside of my baking sheet. And the reason you want to do this is not only is it going to cook better because it can cook from underneath as well, but with all of this bacon, we're going to have a lot of bacon drippings. And so you don't want to have these sitting in that grease while they're cooking the whole time. So I already have my oven preheated to 375 degrees. So let's go ahead and get these in the oven. And we're going to bake these for about 20 to 25 minutes. You're mainly just waiting until you can see that the bacon has gotten all nice and crispy. With that going in the oven, we can get started on our gas station tater babies. So I just have these smaller yellow potatoes. I almost forgot what they were called. And so what I like to do is I'm going to cut the potato in half. We're going to cut that in half again. And technically you can stop at that point, but to me that is still a pretty big wedge. So I'm going to actually cut them in half again. And to me, that is just the best size because it's not too big, but it's still plenty big enough to have plenty of potato in the middle. So I'm just going to keep repeating that process on a couple more of these yellow potatoes. For the part that takes these to the next level is we're going to dredge these just like you would fried chicken, which I get. That's why they call it chicken fried potato wedges. But I like mine better. So I'm going to put some flour here in this pan. I'm going to season it with some garlic powder. I don't want to skimp on the seasonings. Going to add in some Lowry's seasoned salt. And then typically I would also add in just regular salt, but since I'm using the seasoned salt, I'm going to skip that. And then we'll add in some black pepper. Get out a whisk. And just kind of give that a good mix so that way the seasoning is well incorporated throughout that flour. And then we'll do our eggs, just like you will with fried chicken. So I actually have some duck eggs here that we're going to use. To me, duck eggs, they don't taste any different than a regular chicken egg. The only thing with me is that the shells are harder to crack, and as you can see, they're a lot bigger. I have a regular chicken egg here too, so we can do a comparison. But that yolk is like twice the size of that chicken yolk, so that's a lot of fun. I'm just going to add in a few eggs here. You can also add in some milk to your eggs if you want to. I might actually do that here in just a minute. And then once we get the milk in with the eggs, we'll just whisk those together and dredge our potato wedges. To dredge the potatoes, we're going to first put it in the flour. Get that well coated. Shake off any excess. Put it in our egg mixture. Make sure it gets well coated also. And then back in the flour. And just repeat that process until you get them all done. Now, y'all, when I tell you that you need to make this dinner this week, I'm not lying. That chicken is amazing. It is so, so good. Now, I will say, like, the chili powder, it doesn't give it much of like a spicy, but just more of like a spice, if you understand what I'm saying. And then, of course, the brown sugar with the bacon, perfection. And then some of that seasoning even got on the chicken, so it's really good too. And now these tater babies, they're not healthy for you at all, but they're delicious. I need y'all to let me know down in the comments if your gas stations have these type of potato wedges or tater babies, whatever you want to call them, because they're so good. And I'm telling you, making them at home is so, so easy. Now, I'm excited to go and enjoy this with Tyler, but remember, this is not the end of the video today. We are going to, well, for you, it's going to be just a couple of seconds, but for me, it might be a couple of days, and we're going to get started on the project where we're using those 8-foot posts that I showed you earlier. And we're back. So I am really excited because we are officially getting started on the front fence for the property. Y'all, we have been waiting to be able to do this since we moved in 1.5 years ago. So we are both just so thrilled. This is like the one thing that's been holding us back from doing so many other things with the property. So we're really happy about it. Now, I will tell you, we're not getting the whole thing done today. That's going to have to be done in phases, just as we can afford it. But we are doing phase 1 today, and Tyler's brother is here to help him out. So for that, I'm very thankful. Hey, babe.
Hey.
You having fun yet?
No, it's hot. It's too hot.
So what are we doing first?
We're gonna find out where our post holes are going to go.
So you got to measure out where you want them to go?
Yeah. All right, roll that one out. Roll that one back.
Ground's pretty hard, huh?
Yeah, the first little bit is.
What do you need me to do, boss?
You should go over there and hold it up against that post.
This far post over here?
Yep. Down. Right there. 24.5 feet. All right. Now I need you to come over here. This is center. I don't care where the grass is or where you think the driveway is. This is center.
Yeah, because the driveway's kind of crooked.
All right. Hold that directly above that.
All right, so now since we got that pole in there and then we just got that pole in there, Tyler is tying a string to this pole here, and he's going to come all the way to this one, so that way when we put in the post here in the middle, it'll be straight. So that way we don't have to do any guesswork, we can just follow the string. So I'm not sure if y'all noticed that, but the way Tyler is measuring, because we're making H braces, I guess you can see that. But like here, we have this pole here, and then it's going to have that, like the H. So he just put that pole down here, and he's going to dig right there at the end of it. So that way the space between each pole is the distance of that pole right there.
Hot again, I think.
You're not going to hit that right there, are you?
No. It's so close to them.
Okay. There you go.
Smells good. You smell it?
Does it smell like soap?
Smells like something.
I don't smell nothing.
It already pulled from the hole.
Alrighty, so we got all the posts in the ground. Okay, I say we, but you know, it was the guys. I was just there for moral support. But this is just phase one, of course. We next are gonna have to get the wire to go in between the H's, and then we'll secure it so they're really tight and they won't go anywhere. Hopefully this will totally last mine and Tyler's lifetime. That's why we're really trying to make sure that we make it really strong, really sturdy. But this is phase one. The next phase will be, like I said, to get the wire to make them tight. Thank y'all so much for hanging out with us this week. It was long, tiring, and hot, but we got a good thing accomplished. Y'all let me know down in the comments if you try that recipe, and I will see y'all next time. Bye.